Hey,
Yeah.
thanks, dude. Hey, thanks,
You're
guys. I
yeah.
really needed this morning.
Well, so for listeners, you're on the road. You are in the middle of a snowstorm on tour,
Yes, I am.
and you're taking time to
Oh wait,
talk to
yeah,
us. Oh,
You're moving.
yeah,
oh
we're
no.
moving, but
Are you
Maddie's
leaving
still
anybody
inside. So
behind?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Maddie, we don't need
Well,
him.
Yeah, you're good.
yeah.
Oil
No,
spot.
yeah.
Wait, so where are you currently? Are you
We're headed to Tempe. We were in Albuquerque yesterday.
it's snowing in
So
Temp like
yeah, well, dude, yesterday in Albuquerque was like 567. It was like beautiful, and then it was like just actually so quick story from yesterday. Um, we had a day off in Albuquerque. And, uh, we were like going to shoot some video stuff or something else we were doing, and Brent lives there, or you guys know Brent, Kaysen.
yeah.
So he
Shout
was
out.
like, yeah, shout out Brent. So we like took his old like 1981 Mercedes and we were wandering to like go get some cool shots. And we're driving and it's so windy, like insanely windy. And then all of a sudden, like an absolute like dust storm hits us, and like alarms on our phone went off. And dude, it was crazy. I couldn't see anything, tumbleweeds everywhere. We had to like pull over. It was crazy. So anyway, went from that to this. I woke up to like dumping snow. I'm like, man, it's crazy. This
Did
is this.
Brent
I feel like
maintain his composure?
he was great. He was so chill. I mean, he was like, "Whoa, this is crazy," and he was like, freaking out. But he did okay. I was impressed. I was impressed
Good.
with his
All right. All
response.
right. Good. Good.
So anyway,
Good
I
job,
feel
Brent.
I feel like this is a perfect example of tour. Like, you know what I
Wait.
mean? Like, just like
Yeah.
wake up in another spot and it's completely different weather, and then meanwhile we're all trying to not get sick and shit. So
Yeah.
okay.
How have the shows been?
Good. They've been great. It's been super fun. I mean, um, yeah, we've only played. I don't know. We're like, it feels like we've been a month in, but we're only like 2 weeks in. Are we 2 weeks in? 2 weeks in? 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks.
Have you had a bad show yet? Like personally?
Um, no, I mean, actually, the Albuquerque show, my hands are pretty shredded. I don't know if y'all get this way,
Yeah.
but when I start a tour, it takes me a bit. Like, I mean, like
Yeah.
just
Blisters and yeah.
absolutely like screwed in my left this side. Like, but I did something like my snare height kept like kind of throwing me off. I like changed it like 3 times in the middle of the set. You know what I mean? I was like, it's too high, it's too low, it's too high, like that whole thing. So I kind of like adjusted it, and I had like one hit where I felt like it like socked me like my bone, like in my hand,
Ooh.
really hurt.
Damn.
I literally felt like it, in the moment. I was like, did I just like slightly fracture my bone? Like it hurt that bad. So for like the last couple songs, I could like barely hold my stick. You know what I mean? It's like really painful. But we had a day off, and I feel like that helped a lot. But yeah. Besides that, it's
You
been
know
great.
you know what's
Good.
funny is I've realized that it's the stick lacquer on sticks. If I use a new pair of sticks, it my hands get shredded. If I use a pair of sticks that I've used like gotten rid of the
Yeah, that
lacquer
you've
and
worn
they're
it off a
used,
little bit. Yeah.
they
Hmm.
my hands don't blister.
Oh,
So it's
well,
the
do you?
new it's the lacquer on the stick that messes my hands up, dude. Because look,
It's
I same
crazy.
thing. Like
Yeah,
I
blisters.
yeah
Yeah, yeah. Do you guys remember those sticks that Promark made? They were like the raw sticks. Do you remember
yeah.
those? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
A few companies, a big Vader made one too called just I
They were
think
almost like
Raw.
they almost had like dust on them. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
had like they were like, but it was or like it felt that way.
mm,
And I remember being like, "This is game changing," and I feel like they shredded my hands way worse.
Yeah, game changing
I was like,
to
"This, yeah, game changing in the
dude,
wrong way."
fast track to blisters, dude.
For real. There's so many things in drum world that I feel like back in the day, and not as much now, or maybe I'm just disconnected. There's always something like that that would come out. That was like, this is, you know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
remember the ditch sticks with like the
Yeah.
rubber? And
yeah.
there's so many things like that that came out. There's like, this is it, or like, this is gonna be better. And it's funny. I feel like I used to like get, into all of it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll try that. That looks sick. But I'm like, what's been the thing in the last like few years that's been, has there any, has there been anything like that that's come out that's like, oh my gosh, like
Any
this
kind of
is it.
innovation? Yeah.
Yeah. Like it feels like there was a lot of trying to do that, and then I feel like you just kind of settled or like, all right.
This is a boring one, but the innovation in lug locks has been pretty good.
Oh, true. Yeah, but that's an important one for sure.
Well, I know, but they went from like that square piece to now like you can get these things that like actually really hold the lug.
That's what I have on my
rod
stair.
place.
It's like the
what are these things? Because I haven't really been touring, obviously. So
they used to be just straight lug locks. It was like a rectangle soft plastic that
I remember those.
But they didn't really work that well because like if you played too hard, your detention rod would eventually start moving because the plastic is too soft. I think let me look it up. I think they're called like fish something.
Yeah, the ones I have. Oh, I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
Tuner fish lug locks.
Are they like the half moon ones?
They're I don't know if they're the half moon ones are great too. Those aren't these, but these are another one too. The tuner fish ones are pretty great.
These look sick. Yeah, nothing's moving at all with these things.
Wait, yeah, those are great, but I know what Nate, I'm using the same ones on my snare drum, the half moon ones.
Yeah, those are great because here's the thing too, is like I think there's got to be a little movement. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if it's actually lock, like I don't know, it almost like weirds me out, like it's gonna choke it, or like I don't know, like some movement. Maybe that's wrong thinking, but
I disagree. I would love for my tension rods to never move, but
okay, I'll get my head and be like, "Our snare's not tight enough," and
yeah. Well, so the ones you're talking about, the ones that we use, Nate, are called rock locks. They're the half moon ones, and actually, oddly enough, you can push them down far enough that a drum key can still go on top, and you can like put it kind of back to where it was. Nate's gone.
He'll come back.
I was gonna say that, joking around now. It's like Jordan's gone, Nate's gone now. It's just me and Reed.
Sorry, listener.
Oh shit! You should get some of those the lug locks. They actually really work. The ones I was talking about before, they never really worked. The soft ones,
the rectangular ones, or
yeah.
No, those never worked too well for me.
So for those listening, Nate, he gone.
He'll come back. Maybe we cut this part out. But how are you doing, Ben?
I'm all right.
You had a deep sigh after.
Well, no, I'm just trying to think of it. Maybe I should wait till Nate comes back to talk about the show. The show.
I was going to ask you about the show.
Yeah, and we can get Lou's perspective on it too. It was a whirlwind.
Here we go. A little Lou will do ya. Let's do it.
So we'll fill you in, Lou. All right. So Nate is on tour.
Okay.
He's on a bus in the middle of nowhere. His service isn't great, so he's no longer with us.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're going with the next best thing.
Yeah.
My big break.
Yeah, dude. Don't screw it up.
I'll be thinking about this for the next year.
I know.
I'll be like, oh my gosh, Ben, I totally blew it. Fully, 100%.
How you doing, man? Oh yeah, sorry. I before you got on, I sort of gave a brief explanation of our past weekend, our past adventure of playing the show and all that stuff. I also brought up the fact that you and I had like a planes, trains, and automobile. I didn't go into detail, but I said that we had our own journey between the two of us.
What happened? What did Ben do?
Ben did nothing other than he was a human being. He was aware. So me and Ben just played the show in Nashville, right? Got an Airbnb. We were having a little rock and roll fantasy camp. Like Ben was it was basically Make-A-Wish for me. And So we get this Airbnb. I thought it was a 3-bedroom, but it was only 2 bedrooms. And I'm like, all right, Ben is being so nice, playing the show, so generous. Take the bedroom, Ben. It's all yours. I'll sleep on the couch. All good. So in the
was. I'm going to interrupt you. Was this
Sure.
a situation where you offered it up, hoping he'd say no, and he took it?
No, I wanted him to take it.
We almost played paper, rock, scissors for it.
No,
but,
I was like, you got to take it. You got to take it. I know me and Ben wake up early because we text at like 7 a.m. We're like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I'm on the couch and I wake up stupid early, like 4 a.m. I'm like, man, I kind of got to use the bathroom. But the bathroom is right. It's basically in Ben's room, right? I'm like,
Reed, let me. So the bedroom is right next to the shared bathroom. There's another bedroom that has its own bathroom. So me and Lou were sharing a bathroom. But when I tell you, the toilet was basically in the bedroom. Like the door was right there, and then you walk. I mean, I'm literally like 2 feet away from the toilet, and the door isn't a it's not a thick door, and there's a gap underneath the door. It's just like I'm dead serious. It's like he might as well just been in the room with me while I'm sleeping. Or I kind of knew. So when I woke up, I had to use the lavatory. And I was like, man, I cannot. I'm like, I don't want to go in there. What if it's too loud? Man, how drums has fallen with this story I'm about to tell. So I'm like, I can't go in there because what if I wake Ben up? That would be mortifying for me, probably mortifying for him. So I can't go back to bed because I have to go to the bathroom. And then finally, it was like 6 a.m. I'm like, I gotta just go in there. So I go in. I am trying to be as quiet as possible, right? So then,
is this number 1 or 2? Not to be crude, but I have to ask. Okay.
Take a guess.
Okay.
Take a guess.
Because I was gonna say, why not just go outside? But now, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Honestly, I wish I did go outside because you ever? It's like just like. So I'm like, all right, I think I got out of that. Like, there's no way Ben heard. And even if Ben heard a little bit, like, he probably wouldn't say anything. Ben comes out, he's like, oh my God.
No, wait. But the best part is so it happened the night, 2 nights. But the best part is the first night I'm a light sleeper sometimes. So I just hear shuffling in the outside of the room. And then I hear the bathroom door open. I'm like, okay. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, yeah, that's happening. And then the funny thing is it happened the second night. So I'm like, it's like Groundhog Day. I was like laying in bed. Looking at the ceiling, just like, it's like, oh my God, there's the shuffle. And then, and then he goes back in the bath. So the
shuffle.
So he gets in. It's more so. The muffling is my favorite part about the whole thing. So he tried his. I will say this. He tried his best to just be courteous and not.
Isn't there something to that? The more you try to be quiet, almost completely backfires on you. I tried that with my kids, and I piss off my wife every time. I somehow managed to cause more ruckus than I meant to. I don't know how or why.
I was trying to be quiet, and then it was just loud, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I just felt like that scene in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles where they're sharing the room and Steve Martin is just looking at John Candy fully disgusted. Yeah. And I'm like, Ben is like a handsome, tall, thin guy, and I'm like, here I am looking just like John Candy.
Yeah,
like,
I actually just said that before you came on. I was like, I brought up the Planes, Trains, and Automobile reference. I was like, it's so spot on because it wasn't only that, we like also had weird moments throughout the weekend that was just like it felt like that.
We were at a bar and I started cleaning the table Ben was at, and all of a sudden he goes, what's going on? And I spilled fish juice all over Ben's pants.
I don't even think at this point it's fish juice. So like he's busting the table at this bar, opening night of this bar. There's so many people. It's like actually insane.
Oh my gosh.
He's busting the table. All of a sudden I feel my leg is wet, and I'm like, I'm like, what? And then I look down and I remember being like, what is that? What is that?
It's on his shirt. It's on his pants.
But dude, and I was like, oh, it's just probably water. So dude, the next morning I look at the pants and it's like bright green. I'm like, what? I'm like,
and
what
it
actually
probably
is that?
Reeks too.
Well, that too, but like it still wouldn't. The Airbnb had a washer and dryer, and I washed the pants twice, and it didn't. It's still there.
Ooh.
I'm like, Ben, did it come out? He's like, nope. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I'm waking him up with my toots. I'm spilling fish sauce all over him. I'm like, it can't get worse. And the best thing is the band we were playing with is called Summer Rental. It's named after a John Candy movie. So I'm really feeling very John Candy. I'm just like a big bummer to everybody. I'm like,
it was great. I will say there's also a time when we were rehearsing the last day, literally the day, like hours before the show, Lou's like, I'm going to switch the entire setup. And we were
I'm like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not feeling it. And you're like, but it's
what did I say? What did I embarrass myself?
You're like, but no, you're like, it's still the same set. I mean, it's like they're in blocks, but they're just songs are in different places on the set list. And I was
you know what I'm saying there.
You rearranged.
No, I'm not trying to throw you under the bus. It ended up being great. He was right. In the end,
How was the show? It was fun. You guys had a good time.
I thought it was sick. I mean, Nashville is kind of a weird place, and I really had the best time. I mean, we ate too much food and played too loud, and everyone was nice. It was, I had a blast. It was a little rock and roll adventure. It was like, what's going on?
Where did you play?
We played is East Side Bowl.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a kind of a newer venue. The venue's in the back of the place.
I've heard of it. I've never been, but I know of it.
It's really nice. It was great staff and all that stuff, and the stage is nice. The venue was nice.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a good show. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
But what was I going to say with Ben, the set list or whatever? I forget. It was just a whirlwind, and I'm like, oh, this is what I was going to say. Oh, I call my wife on the drive, and I'm like, all right, now that I'm fully mortified and embarrassed that Ben woke up from my bowel movements, and like he's telling Cassie, Dan's wife, keeps going, and I'm like, Cassie, like
everyone's like, dude, because initially it was like, here for the listeners, it was like, and then the next one was,
it was. So, and like no one let me off the hook, and it's like it's like your worst nightmare. Like, you ever like say there's something wrong, you're like, I hope nobody notices it, and you're usually like, oh, no one's noticing it. No, everyone is noticing everything, and that was the thing. And when I called my wife, I started telling her the story and she's like, oh, I have to live with that. Oh my gosh. And then her and Ben are just like not making fun of me, but reliving
fun, dude.
Your trauma bonding.
Usually you want to, like, you're in the bathroom, you're like, I'm going to play like music loud on my phone, or like, but you know what though? I think about this too. You know, when you go into like honestly, the craziest bathrooms I think in the world are airport bathrooms.
Oh,
and I say this because sometimes you walk in there and it sounds absolutely insane. Like it's like people just let it rip, dude.
And I know.
And I'm scared to death of airport bathrooms. I mean, I'll tell you, as a kid, I would like call my mom to bring me home to go use the restroom because I was embarrassed to do it in school. And I was like, oh, like my kids are kind of having the same thing.
What?
Like
you used to go home?
Yeah. I couldn't. Dude, the first tour I ever did with Dear Evasis, I didn't use the restroom for 2 weeks.
What?
Yes, because I couldn't go anywhere but home. It's kind of a phobia I have. Like,
Oh
I'm like
man.
so embarrassed. So basically, everything
trauma. We this past weekend just revisited like the deepest
100%.
trauma. Yeah,
100%.
Oh man.
So, like,
dude, I'm sorry, dude. I feel like we should cut this entire thing out.
No. I
Ben,
feel like
you're
there's
such an insensitive
I know.
prick.
I'm so sorry, dude. I
don't know.
No.
Now the
I feel
trauma's
like-
on me, dude. Now it's like I feel like I'm like now I'm reliving like
reverse trauma.
Yeah,
Reverse trauma.
reverse trauma. Wait, so can I ask you
RT.
something though? Can
Sure.
do you have like an airport bathroom story? Because what's funny is everyone's always in such a rush, so it's like those bathrooms are just like I think people go into those bathrooms and they're like, I have 5 minutes to like make it happen, and then
I'm not
yeah,
using
we know
that
you
bathroom.
can hold it for 2 weeks. Apparently, that's insane, dude.
That is
Yes.
so not healthy.
That's so
It
not. Wait,
wasn't
so
healthy.
What
It
happened?
was bad.
What happened? Is it physically possible to hold for 2 weeks?
I did, and I was in big trouble for a full day.
Dude.
For a full day. Hey, hold on really quick, fellas.
Yeah. What? You got to work? What do you got?
No.
So
What?
Oh.
What's that?
they're going to acid wash this. They're going to start filling it.
All right.
Turn it off until it reaches to the middle of the skimmer.
Got you.
All right.
That's when you want me to turn it off.
All
All right, perfect. All right. I'm
We're
resurfacing.
leaving-
I'm,
We're leaving that in. We're leaving that.
I'm resurfacing my pool
Oh shit!
Nice.
as we speak.
Have any of you guys broken gear at a show? Sorry to interrupt, but I'm just
I
curious. Like intentionally.
I feel like
broken
Lou.
gear.
I haven't. I feel like Lou has, but what? You got a good one? Lou?
I mean, no, I've smashed guitars. Like, I used to just beat the hell out of my Telecaster, and it could really take it. And then I got like a Sheraton, like a hollow body. And I think the first show I played, I like slammed it down, and it just snapped in half. The guitar just snapped right in half because it was not as
Not as
wasn't
durable.
as not as durable as I can actually, I can actually show you this.
do you
this
actually
one
have it?
thing. Yeah, the neck snapped off. What's funny is the neck snapped off, and then I'm not showing you that guitar. I'm going to show you a different one.
Oh, okay.
The neck-
Another snapped in half guitar.
The neck snapped off. I went and got it fixed in Brooklyn, and it cost so much money to fix. And oh my gosh. So I'm running home with my guitar, and I had to use the restroom. And I have twins, right? So I go upstairs, I put my guitar in the case against the wall, and I run and go into the bathroom. While I'm in the bathroom, all of a sudden I hear this big crash. I walk over, the twins just threw the guitar down, and the neck snapped in half again. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I put it in the case and walked it right back to the store for it to get. The guy goes, what happened? Should have lied. I should have said, oh, I played it and it snapped off. I was like, I have 5-year-old twins, and they just knocked it down and the headstock came back off.
Dude.
He goes, you gotta be kidding me.
I got it. The funniest part about all this stuff is it just keeps it full circle back to just
To the
bathroom.
Yes.
the
Yeah.
bathroom.
Lou, I think,
But-
oh,
So this
It's
is
still
this
Oh
is-
yeah.
that's a big
This
chunk.
is yeah, it's a pretty big chunk, but this thing can get them. It can
Got
get
some
like,
character though. I like it.
yeah, this thing can really get beat up, like the Telly. That's why I love the Telly. I can beat it up. But when I tried to do that to the Sheraton, it folded quickly.
Yeah.
It was
I like
it folded very quickly. What about you, Reed? You ever break anything on stage?
No, I don't think so. I think we have to talk about it with Kenny whenever we have him on. So Kenny Bridges from
Monine. You know the band Monine, Lou?
Yep.
No.
No.
and he played with me in Say Anything for a
Okay.
number of years, and now
he plays in a
with-
dashboard now.
Yep. Yeah. He plays with Dashboard. Love him to death. And he's an avid listener. So, hey, Kenny, every night when we played, essentially, he had a goal to get up on my drum riser and just shake back and forth and try to knock shit over. And it was the funniest thing. I would have a moment of terror, but also excitement just to see what would happen. And it never really resulted in disaster, but I always hoped it would every night and just to see what we would do. But no, we never broke anything. So that was the closest excitement though that I got.
What about you, Ben? You have any of your lead singers ever walk off the stage or break anything that was freaking you out?
We had a period, which is also when I was teching too, with like the brand new guys. Like we were getting kind of wild and like throwing stuff around. Some stuff got broken, and there would be times too where he would like Brian would just like randomly pick up a floor tom and throw it. So, and then I'd have to like. There's a few times, for the most part, they were fine. Then nothing ever happened. But there were like a few times where like a rim on the drum would bend, and then next thing you know, we're like having to scramble to find a new rim and stuff. Well, I think Reed, you got to bounce soon, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Sorry, Reed.
No.
Too.
Thanks for jumping on, Lou, and it's kind of saving the day.
I like in my head, I'm going to be like, oh, the one time I was on there for more than 5 minutes, I talked about bowel movements. I'll be thinking about this for the next month. I'm in the bathroom as we speak. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, but to your point, I mean, public restrooms are a little intimidating and traumatic.
I think you should own it, though. I think you should just say, go the other side of it and be like, I don't care.
Yeah, but I get
where is the most gnarly place like club?
From.
Like I went at CBGB's, and that toilet, that throne, it had like no door. Like I did. You went number 2.
You went number 2.
Correct.
With no
We're
door
like,
at CBGB's.
Like, there's certain restrooms we did have to do. It was gnarly,
dude. Talk about anxiety inducing, dude. I would not be able to do it. I would be the same thing you did 2 weeks of just like I couldn't do it.
No door.
Oh
couldn't do
my
it.
gosh.
Dude, no door on a public bathroom is insane.
Yeah.
I only did it once.
I can't do that. No way.
Imagine seeing me just nodding off.
I mean, is there any more vulnerable moments than that? Like, No,
not at all. I don't think there is. And it's funny. You can see it, like when you take a dog out to go to the bathroom, and they just like look back at you in shame when they're. It's the same thing. It would be the same thing. You'd walk in on Lou, and Lou would
isn't
just
it weird?
be like,
we're so advanced as people, yet we still have to do that. Like, couldn't evolution like take care of this somehow? Like, we actually have a spot in your house that you go. Yeah, it's disgusting. Gosh, I disgust myself.
Yeah. I'm shocked that they moved it from outside to inside, because it started out outside and now it's back in the house. It's like, or in medieval times, like people used to get like the Black Plague because just people would just be going everywhere.
No plumbing system, and
you need that diaper.
God.
What is that drummer diaper you were talking about, Ben?
Oh, Liquid Death did like a pit diaper, I think is what it was called.
My
and it's so you can stay in the pit longer. You don't have to use the bathroom, which is insane.
Every female follower has unsubscribed.
That is really funny.
Yeah. Sold out instantly, apparently, that diaper. I'll be completely honest. I think every subscriber is gone now. I think it's just
we don't have many female listeners, I don't think.
This might be the last episode ever, actually.
The Turners were right.
We've literally just been talking about defecating for the last 30 minutes, which is kind of funny.
What I bring.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
I'm going to be texting both of you later.
Can we actually not air this episode?
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. You never know. We might not have an episode this Monday. You never know, dude.
Well, if you made it this far, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez. It just keeps getting worse.
All right. Anyways, signing off. Thanks, Lou.
Later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.